Oh, we're recording? Hello? In this video, I'm going to go over some tips that I can offer you if you're thinking about enlisting into the military service and you have any age, medical, or criminal concerns, or all three of them, like in my case. I have 3 pages of law violations. I have a broken thumb, broken femur, tib-fib compound fracture to the foot with 2 blood transfusions. And then, of course, I turned 35 during the enlistment process, which required an age waiver as well. The first time I stepped into a recruiter's office was 11 years ago on this month, December. Then I went in and tried in 2014, another attempt in 2020, and finally my last attempt was 2022 of this month, December, exactly a year ago. As you can tell, I'm a little stubborn, determined, and passionate to serve our country. 3 waivers and ETP later, I was swearing in to the United States Army on a day that I'll remember in infamy, December 7th. Now, for those of you that are a little bit younger, I'll let you know what happened. Something very important happened on December 7th. My dog died on December 7th. Also, Pearl Harbor happened December 7th, which I think is a little bit more impactful and meaningful. Look, where there's a will, there's a waiver, I've come to find out. I will give you my 3 tips that I use to overcome the medical, the conduct, criminal, and the age waiver. Before I get started, I'd recommend being proactive with your enlistment. Do some research before you call a recruiter, check out the different branches, check out the different MOSs in the branches, military occupation specialty, which is the jobs in the military. Don't let the recruiters dictate your course of life. If you're serious about enlisting, bring all your paperwork. Bring your ID, your birth certificate, bring your social security number, high school diploma. When you walk into the recruiter's office with all your documents already, the recruiter takes you a little bit more seriously. Don't let the recruiter keep your documents. Just allow them to make copies of it. This, in my opinion, shows that you're not here to waste their time. You're already prepared and ahead of the game. Sometimes you have to talk to multiple recruiters. I started off in Raleigh, then I went to Greensboro, and finally landed in High Point, where I got some amazing recruiters. I believe some recruiters aren't as hungry as others. Some just don't want to do the paperwork. Others just don't know the policies that have changed. A lot of things have changed from my time 11 years ago to try to enlist. Tattoos, for one, is a big change that happened. If you tried to enlist 11 years ago with tattoos, it was definitely a lot more difficult. Now the restrictions are really, really low. Some military branches won't take you serious over the phone. I had better luck going into the recruiter's office and meeting one face to face. On the phone, they're like, have you tried any other branch other than this one? Maybe they don't think you're serious. Either way, I got further in the enlistment process walking to a recruiter's office and talking to one directly. The first tip with medical is show that you've overcome that medical concern. So for me, it was these broken bones in my leg. I made sure that I was physically fit and I could run. I ran a marathon before I went to the recruiter's office. I had put hundreds and hundreds of miles on my legs to make sure that the leg was okay. And I assured him that I had no physical limitations. If there was any tests that I needed to do, I was willing to perform them. So I was very open to whatever they needed me to do. Once the recruiter gave me the okay and saw the medical paperwork, he sent me to MEPS, and the doctor declared me deployable. So I passed my MEPS physical. I'll make a separate video on my experience with MEPS. On YouTube, everyone's experience was absolutely horrible. It was the worst, people were rude. I had a great experience. And the next video I'll make will be about my time in MEPS. Consider subscribing for that video. The second tip with criminal and conduct waiver, I obtained over 25 letters of recommendations from Army veterans, Marines, Air Force. I reached out to the owner of the track day organization that I coach for, business owners that I had worked with, students that I have coached. I compiled a list of all these letters of recommendations and handed them in to my recruiter, as well as a letter from myself declaring why I want to serve our country and what I can bring to our country. Thank you so much for all of you that took the time to write a letter of recommendation. It truly means the world to me. For me, the biggest hurdle was 2 possession charges that I got. I had a lot of law violation speeding tickets, had to get the need for speed out some way. That's why I resorted to road racing motorcycles. During this process of the criminal waiver and conduct waiver, help your recruiter. Do anything you can to help him make his life easier. You're not the only one he's working with. So I helped my recruiter obtain some documents from the courthouse. I was able to get a letter from the DA. And sometimes you just have to be tactfully, respectfully pushy. Not everyone moves super fast, and so sometimes it takes someone 2 weeks to get something done, whereas if you're tactful and respectful enough, you can get it done in 24 hours to 48 hours. And it's just, again, following up, hey, listen, just checking up on that request that I asked, nice and polite. And sometimes you have to go in person. I had called the DA's office a few times. Finally, I went in person, was explaining the situation. I was like, hi, listen, I have this situation. Are you Dean Bosch? I'm like, yeah, that's me, guilty. So you have to be a little bit proactive and help your recruiters out. When it comes to the age waiver, I think just being physically fit demonstrates that you're gonna be taken seriously. Beyond that, I think the age waivers are pretty easy to obtain. I know the Army is 34, but I believe they do age waivers up to 39, 40. I believe Navy and Air Force is 40 something years old, and then after that, I'm sure you can probably apply for a waiver as well. The age waiver is not that big of a deal. That one's pretty easy to overcome. It's more the conduct criminal waiver and the medical waiver that usually hang up a lot of people. Also, most people aren't really enlisting at 35 years old. Had a lot of recruits, am I too old to join at 25 years old? And I'm like, bless your heart, child. You're good. Finally, mentally stay with it. It is a roller coaster of emotions. 1 year of this enlistment process, my mind went back and forth with so many things. Am I too old? Am I not good enough? Do they not want me? And the chatter sometimes starts to flood your insecurities. Every time I went into the books of the Bible, it seemed to just clear that chatter out, and felt like it just gave me confidence to know that I am where I need to be and things are happening the way they need to happen. Use your friends as a support system and keep training. That's what my focus on was this entire year. Wondering, goodness, recruiting crisis, it's taken them quite a while to make a decision, yes or no. So I just used that time to train. I got way more than I wanted to during this enlistment, and just beyond myself. I can't believe it. I'm very, very grateful. I think that's the emotion that arises out of it all. I am very, very grateful and thankful. I don't think I've ever prayed for anything so much in my life, and I was willing to accept the answer being no. And at least at this point, I would have known that I tried every single possible avenue to become military personnel, and it just wasn't in the cards. 11 years later, I was able to take the oath and swear in. If I can do it, I know you can do it. I am nothing but an average person that has a lot of passion and a lot of faith. If you have any questions at all, anything at all, leave them in the comments. I will absolutely answer any questions. If you found any value in this video, consider using your trigger finger to like or subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next week. Deuces.